Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Fira. I love makeup. I love playing with makeup, but I have a little too much makeup. So I'm trying to use up as much of it as I can. So this is my November beauty roundup where I talk about updates on my project pan, the empties, and products I may have bought or been gifted. Let's start with updates to my project pan. I've got the Glow Skin Beauty Anti-Pollution Moisture Tint. Now, I only wear this at home because it's such a bad shade match for me, but I haven't been wearing a lot of makeup while I'm at home. And anyway, I've been mixing this with the LYS foundation, the foundation that's in my deck of panning. I am going to use it up for another month, and then after that, I'm just going to toss it out. I have 6 foundations that includes skin tint, and other than the Lisa Eldridge skin tint, none of the foundations match me, and I just want to start 2026 by being good to myself, okay, and just treating myself to a foundation that actually matches my skin tone. So I'm going to use this for another month, and then I'm going to toss it out and get a replacement. Probably not this though. I've been eyeing the Dior Stick foundation. I don't know what it's called, but I think I will buy that to replace. Okay, let's get this next one out of the way because it's just spilling everywhere. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Flawless Powder. I do love this powder, but it is crumbling to bits. As you can see, I'm finding it hard to even hold it up. Now, I tend to use a brush with a lot of my powders, but because this is crumbling, I use a powder puff. I dab it onto the little bits and pieces on here, and then I dab it onto my palm and apply it. I like it, and I'm going to use it up until I finish it, which is probably going to be only next year. By the way, I've realized, noting the weight of a lot of these products, it's a bit of a BS exercise because a lot of the weight actually comes from the packaging, and especially for products such as this where it's such finely milled powder. Using a couple of grams here and there doesn't really make that much of a difference because the weight of it is really the packaging. But I started with that exercise. I started weighing all of it. So I'll continue to do so, even though I do think it's a bit of a BS thing. So don't give much credence to the weight of the before and the after. It doesn't matter. Next is the lipstick by MAC. This is in the shade Rebel, and I have been able to use it up quite a bit. Now, in my last video, I said I would be really sad to see this go, but after using it non-stop for a couple of months, I'll be happy to see the back of it. Now, one thing I'm not sure of doing is, so with all of my creams, moisturizers, hand creams, anything that comes in a tube, I like to cut them in the middle and sort of scoop out all of that product. But I don't know if I want to do that with makeup. Once I get to the bottom of this lip line and I can't really apply it using the bullet, I wonder if I should scoop out the rest of it and put it into my traveling palette. I don't know if I want to get into the hassle of it, depotting it, carrying a brush around, or using my fingers every time I want to use this. And I know there's quite a bit of product in lipsticks once you get to the end of the lip line, but I don't know if I want to do that with this. Let me know what you think. Should I depot it and use it up to its last ounce, or just toss it once it's done? Let me know in the comments below. Now, I forgot to show this product when I rolled out the RMS blush in Sangria last month, but this is the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Nearly Apricot. Now, I don't like this blush at all. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the staying power or lack of it actually. And my skin is dry and I feel it just eats up the blush. The reason it looks like I've made such substantial progress with this blush is because I scooped out one half of it earlier this year and I put it into my traveling palette thinking I would use it up more because it's in a nice little compact palette. Not the case. I just ended up tossing that particular piece, and I have spent a good amount of time this month trying to pan the other half of it. And you can see there's quite a bit of progress made. And as much as I hate this blush, I want to be able to say that I have finished a blush. In my lifetime, I want to be able to say that, okay? So I'm going to be using this for another month or until I finish it, really. This is actually the blush I'm wearing right now, and I think 10 minutes into this video, I know I'm probably going to have to reapply it. Oh my gosh, when I throw this into the bin, I know I will hear angels sing. I am so sick of it. Okay. One thing I'm happy to report on is the progress I've made with the Nika lip pencil in the shade Pillow Fight. Lovely color, terrible staying power. This will probably be the first time I have finished a lip pencil. It's the shade I'm wearing right now. I've used it all over my lips. And yes, I do have 6 or 7 more lip pencils, but this is still one that I'm able to complete. And yeah, I think 1 more month to go, and then I'll be able to toss this out completely. So good progress on that. Okay, the next one is the Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm Face Palette, specifically the contour shade. This is one of those things, one of those products where you just have to believe that you're making some sort of progress. Now, last month, I showed you the dip in the pan and the nice little caldera that we have. This month, it doesn't look like I've made much progress from last month, but I have been using this every time I do a full face of makeup. It looks the same as it did last month, and I'm just gonna have to believe believe that there is some progress made, even though it seems like there isn't. I was so optimistic. I really thought at the beginning of this year that I would be able to finish off this contour shade. No, it's it's not possible. And I have a feeling I'm going to be carrying this palette well into 2027, maybe 2028, if I want to be really ambitious and think about finishing the other the other shades. So yeah, this is my Everest. Okay, this is my Everest. I'm not going to toss it out until I am able to complete this palette. But in the meantime, let's just focus on the contour shade and see how much I can get out of it. Okay, a product that I'm rolling out, well, actually, I finished it. It's the Benefit Professional Pore Primer. I'm done with it. I'm rolling it out. Did I notice any difference in my makeup? Well, not really. I don't really have very visible pores, so I don't think I'm the target for this particular product. I've had this for over a year, and I think collectively I've used it for around 2 to 3 months actually. And a little bit goes a long way. So I've been able to hold on to this for so long because of it. But this is done. I'm tossing it out. This is an empty. And in fact, I'm going to be rolling in the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen. Yes, I've cut it up and I'll easily be able to finish it this month. And I use this mostly as a primer, not as a sunscreen. I don't think it's as effective as some of the other sunscreens that I use. So yeah, I'm going to be rolling this one in. The next product is the Rare Beauty Brow Gel. Now, it's gotten to the point where there's not much liquid in it. It's just got that white residue. So I think maybe a couple more weeks and I will be done with this. I do have another open tube of this. I also have the Kosas Brow Gel, clear gel, that was given to me during my birthday month as part of the whole Sephora Rouge. Now, I don't think this holds my brow very well. I know it works for a lot of people, but my brow hairs are really, really stubborn. And I have tried so many products. I've even tried the NYX Super Glue Brow Gel. And at this point, I'm thinking maybe I should just use my husband's styling gel. The ones that really hold the hair up, because I think that actually might be the only thing that works on my stubborn brow hairs. If you have a recommendation for a brow gel that is practically super glue, please let me know. I am all ears. I do want to finish the other 2 brow gels that are in my collection, but I would love to hear what you have to say on this matter, because this is This is failing me. So this is another product I rolled in last month. This is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Vitamin C stick. This product is absolute trash. It does nothing, but I've been able to make some progress with set trash. And unlike the conundrum I have with the MAC Rebel lipstick, once I get to the end of this, I am not going to bother depotting it and scooping out all of the product that's in here. I'm just going to throw it straight into the bin. Okay, from a trash product to something I actually like. This is the Lanolips 101 Ointment Multi Balm in Strawberry. Now, I put this in my project pan last month because I have so many other lip balms that are dispersed around the house, and I tend to sort of spread the use between all of them. And that limits me from actually being able to finish one. So with that mentality in mind, I wanted to keep this on my person at all times so that it would just be this that I would reach out for. So this would go into my pockets, into my handbag. But the flip side of doing that is I kind of misplace this all the time. So I've actually been using this a lot less. When I need it, I can't find it. So I think I'm just going to put this back into my everyday makeup bag so that I at least know that it's there instead of having to turn the whole house upside down trying to look for this. So this goes back into my everyday makeup bag. Now, another product that I finished was the L'Occitane hand cream, and I think I may have thrown it out. So I am rolling in another hand cream. It's the same one. It's the same cooling hand cream gel. I have 4 or 5 hand creams around the house, and I don't mind having a lot of them because I do tend to finish up hand creams fairly quickly, as you'll see with the empties that I'll share with you. Another product that I rolled in last month was the LYS Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder in Banana. I do love this product. I keep it in my handbag whenever I am going out. I have expanded upon the pan, but once this is done, I don't think I'm going to repurchase this because one, I have other powders that I would want to finish in my collection. And two, LYS is not stocked at the retailers I usually buy my beauty products from. And so it seems like a bit of a waste to buy just one item and have to pay for shipping for just one item. So yeah, I'll be really sad when this is done because it's been such a good workhorse. It really helps to control the oils on my T-zone. So the last product in my project pan is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade Medium Sand. I have been using this concealer this whole month, and it's hard to ascertain progress with concealer because there is no visible line. I can't see a bit of breakage out here, but that's no indication to how much I've actually been able to use up. And as I mentioned earlier, going by weight is kind of a futile exercise because it doesn't really say anything about the product and it says more about the packaging, the weight of the packaging. But yeah, I'm going to continue on with this. Okay, now on to the eyeshadows. Last month, I pulled out 3 eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to focus on. This is the Makeup Forever Artist to Go, and I have the Lisa Eldridge in Desert Gleam and Natasha Denona Yucca palette. I pulled these two out specifically because I wanted to see how different or how similar they were. Colors are similar. I used Lisa Eldridge nonstop for about a week and a half when I was traveling in Japan. And when I got back home, I used the Yucca palette for an equal amount of time. Desert Gleam is the more sophisticated version of the Yucca. And I'm not saying that to disparage Yucca. I think Yucca is just more intense, a lot more pigmented. With this, you do have to build up the color. The shimmers in these, in both of them, they do fall out. Color-wise, there are definitely similarities. Sahara, and this is Calathea. So Sahara and Calathea do look quite similar. This is Lisa Eldridge's Sahara, and this is Calathea from the Yucca palette. These are one swipe. This is Chrysina, and this is Como Berry. So the shimmer in the Yucca palette is definitely more intense. This is the gold from Lisa Eldridge's Firefly. So Firefly from Lisa Eldridge is a more true gold, and the Andre, which is the gold in Yucca, has a green base to it. So there are sort of similarities, but not really. This is so forgiving for someone like me who doesn't really have skill when it comes to makeup. So even though there are similarities in the Yucca palette, I am so glad I broke my no buy by purchasing this palette. This does give me a different experience. Okay, this one, Makeup Forever Artist to Go palette. Now, the good thing about it, I love the size of the mirror. Yes, I'm starting with that. Okay, that's important. I love the size of the mirror, and I love the mattes in here. They are so buttery smooth and they're so easy to work with. Something that I was quite surprised to find. Now, the problems are the fun colors, the shimmers, where actually they're more satin. These colors are absolutely lovely. So yummy. They're so good. But they look really creepy on my eyes. When I wear them, they highlight lines that I didn't know I had on my eyelids. But I love the colors so much, and I don't want to disregard this palette just yet. I think this would benefit from a smoothening eye primer, which if you have recommendations for any, please let me know, because I just finished the only true eye primer that I have, which I'll share with you. But I don't want to see this palette go out of my collection. I want to try and make it work. So if you have any recommendations on a primer that could make it work, please let me know. So I'm rolling in two palettes that I want to focus on this month, and only two because there are some single shadows in my collection that I really want to use, and that I'll showcase that in my November makeup bag. But the two eyeshadow palettes I'm rolling in is the Natasha Denona Retro palette and the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette in Rose Metal. Now, I haven't been using this palette enough, mostly because I don't think that these shades are flattering on me. And so then you would think, then Fira, why did you buy it? Why did you buy this palette if you know you don't really wear shades like this? Well, I bought this palette when I was drunk, okay? I was swayed by someone's YouTube review. I don't even know who it was, but I thought that it looked really pretty. The reviews were raving. So now I have to pay for the consequences of my drunk purchase and actually use the heck out of this damn thing. What I've realized is that all of the eyeshadows or other beauty products that I initially never liked, I do actually end up loving them after giving them a good chance. And I'm hoping that's what's going to happen with this. I haven't done justice to this palette. I haven't used it enough, but my primary reason for rolling this palette in is because of this shade, this copper shade called Rose Fire. So this is Rose Fire, a lovely coppery shade. It's the shade I'm wearing on my eyes right now. I'm wearing that primarily along with the other matte that's in here, Sun Rose. And the reason I'm so focused on this particular shade is because I cannot get the Victoria Beckham Bordeaux palette out of my mind. I want it so badly, but I don't need it. I don't need a lot of these things. I'm trying to exercise real restraint, and this is the only coppery shade that I have in my collection. I think I may have something in one of my Pat McGraths as well, but that's more flaky. And I'm hoping that by using this more often, I will not be tempted into succumbing and buying that Bordeaux palette. And I think this is a good shade match to the shimmer in her Bordeaux palette, right? I mean, even if it isn't, even if it's completely different, please don't tell me otherwise. Don't give me another reason to buy that palette. So yeah. That's why I'm rolling this in. Okay, now on to empties. They're all small bits, but they're still empties nevertheless. Let's start with this. This is a brand from India. It's by Forest Essential, the Delicate Facial Cleanser with saffron and neem. This was given to me as a gift. I didn't use this as a facial cleaner. I used this as a shower gel. I do love the scent because of the saffron in it. I do have another bottle of this that was also given to me as a gift, so I'm just gonna try and use it up. This is a makeup remover by a Korean brand, Tony Moly. This is the Pro Clean Smoky Lip and Eye Remover. This is really effective. This was so good in taking off my really stubborn Japanese mascara. It's waterproof and it's really hard to remove. I have other products that I want to use up, so I won't repurchase this, but this is a good affordable makeup remover if you're looking for one. I have two sunscreens. This was a sample, the Supergoop Every Single Face Watery Lotion SPF 50. I think it's okay, nothing to write home about. I discovered this brand recently. It's Anessa and it is so good. My husband and I really love this. It's milky, it's got a nice even consistency to it. It doesn't feel sticky. There is no white cast. My makeup goes on so well, but we tend to go through them so quickly. I've already purchased more of these and we love them. This is become my holy grail. This is the only true eyeshadow primer I've had in a while. This is the Urban Decay. I don't even know what it's called because the name has rubbed off. It's the iconic eyeshadow primer. I've had this for years and years, as you can see. There's only a little bit of it left in the tube and I'm tossing it out now because when I apply this, it gets quite goopy. It doesn't have that nice velvety finish that it usually has. So if you have any recommendations to replace this, do let me know. Unfortunately, Urban Decay does not ship to where I am. Amazon does not ship this to where I am either. So I need a good smoothing eye primer. So let me know in the comments, please, what you recommend. This is the Kayali scent in vanilla. Now I like this. This is a traditional vanilla scent, but I noticed that as I was getting to the bottom of it, as I started to use it up, I guess the scent started getting more concentrated. So it was getting to be a little too sweet for my taste. And I started using this mostly as a way to mix in other scents. Now, the annoying thing with this is the color of this scent. It turns into this amber color. This discoloration that you see on the cap, that was not there previously. That's the discoloration that's come from the perfume itself. And when I'm wearing light colored clothes or I'm wearing something that's in cream or white, it would leave behind residue. So I'm glad to see this go. These are two other samples. This is the L'Occitane body lotion, and then I do have the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. I really like this. I like this a little too much. I would be tempted to buy the full size of this, but you know, my good old CeraVe does such a good job of moisturizing my super parched face that I don't need to indulge in something like this, but I can see why people love this. I understand. It is very creamy, very luxurious, but I'm not going to run out and buy it. And this was just okay. I don't think it's moisturizing enough for my dry skin. Then I have a couple of hand creams, all cut up in half, of course. These two are from L'Occitane and these two were samples. This is by Rare Beauty and this is from a brand called Raise. I think I was gifted this along with a bunch of other things, but okay, they're all right. They're just hand creams. I really like this and I do want to purchase this. This is the Embryolisse cream. My CeraVe is in a huge tub and when I'm traveling, I prefer to carry this, so I need to repurchase this. This is the Man Eater Mascara by Tarte. It's just okay. I just used it up. A few more samples. This is the Glow Recipe Pore Tight Toner. That's fine. I have these two little serums, I believe. They're from Dior. They're okay. They're really heavily scented. And I don't mind scent, but a lot of the beauty products, a lot of the beauty serums I wear, they don't have any scent to them. So to suddenly go from that to using these samples, it's quite a jarring experience actually. I don't know if they did anything for my skin. I mean, when it comes to skincare and samples, you can't really tell unless you've spent a good amount of time with them. So yeah, but I'm glad I used it up. And I always say to count samples in your makeup inventory because using this, and this probably took me about a week and a half. This one I know took me almost a month. Using these samples takes away from the usual products that I would use, and it all adds up. Like a month of this, a week and a half of this is a month and a half, and a week and a half of me not using my staples. So do try and count samples in your makeup inventory. And the last few things, this is a Pixie Glow Mud Cleanser. I think it's okay. It's essentially just a face wash. This is a eye cream by Dr. Dennis Gross. I love the facial peels by Dr. Dennis Gross, and it looks like it's a small tube, but I used this up for, I think, consistently 2 months. It's an eye cream, so you don't need much of it, but pretty generous the amount you get in this small little tube. And lastly, I have the Oat Cleansing Balm from the Inky List. I've used it up completely, but I won't repurchase it. This is one of those oil cleansers, but it's so thick. It feels like you're putting petroleum jelly on your face. I didn't like it. But again, waste not, want not, so I made sure to use it up completely. Okay, I'm so glad that's done. Now I can throw all of them into the trash. I don't know how people keep their trash for a whole year just so that they can show it on YouTube. For me, I'm itching to throw all of them into the trash. Okay, let me just go wash my hands and I'll be back. Okay, now on to the products that I bought this month. They're all skincare, and skincare isn't part of my low buy because I have a pretty good grasp of my spending when it comes to my skincare. The first two products that I got are from Way. These are their body creams. One is in St. Bart's and the other one is in Melrose Place. Now, Sephora was having a flash sale on these items. They were 30% off, and I'd heard so much about these creams, I decided to purchase them. Now, Way actually makes my favorite shampoo. I love their shampoo for my thin hair, but these are not it. First of all, they're not nourishing enough for my dry skin. I have to really lather these on. The smell as well. I know a lot of reviewers spoke about how they have this luxurious spa smell. I can't see it. I don't see it. Melrose Place smells fine enough, I guess, but St. Bart's, I don't like this at all. It's got a coconut scent to it, but it's so sweet, like sickly sweet, the kind of sweet that would make your head spin. I don't understand why people rave about them. It smells cheap to me. For me, the ultimate luxurious body cream will always be L'Occitane in, what is that, almond cream, whatever it's called. That is an experience for sure. You feel like you have transcended from depths of dirt when you wear that. Okay, that might be a bit too much of a superlative, but you can make out I'm a fan of that. With these, especially for the price that they charge, hell no. I don't put this anywhere close to the same category as the one from L'Occitane. So big pass on these. I will use them up, but no, never repurchasing this. Never buying any body cream from Way. Okay, I'm really excited about this next one. It's by Shu Uemura. It's the cleansing oil. They have a lot of them. This is the standard cleansing oil. I saw this everywhere when I was in Japan and I was intrigued by it, but what pushed me over the line was the fact that they market this as the only cleansing oil you need. You don't need to do a double cleanse, which is huge for me. Okay, I am a lazy girl when it comes to my nighttime routine. And the nighttime routine is when you have to really layer on your serums, your retinol, make sure you have all of your makeup taken off. And after you've had a couple of drinks with the girls, the last thing I want to do is get into a whole routine. So when someone told me you just need to use this to remove all traces of your makeup and sunscreen, I was sold. I have used this a few times now and I love it. So this has essentially replaced 3 products: my waterproof mascara remover, my pharmacy green clean cleanser, my standard issue face wash. I mean, I'll still use those 3 to finish it off, but I am so happy I found this. This is for me at least life changing. So that's it. That's my roundup for November. I've made some progress with my project pan. I have rolled in a few items, shared quite a few empties, I think. Hope this inspires you on your own project pan journey. Let me know the products that you are working on this month. I'm always curious. I love panning content, and I'll see you at the next one.